All right, race fans, welcome. We're live tonight here, Michigan International Speedway for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series, presented by Transervice. And I want to tell you what, it's going to be a good one. We're here at a big track, a very fast track with some very bad fast cars here, which are the Cup machines. And the Sim500, as always, man, Joe White up here in the booth, accompanied by Don Ruckle. Don, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, Joe. How you doing tonight?
Not bad. I want to apologize to folks out there if I don't feel as energetic as I was. I've been kind of under the weather lately and just trying to get to where I'm not quite as tired. But you know what? I do enjoy, man, this. I do enjoy the racing here and the excitement that these guys are going to bring here on the track here tonight. I mean, this place, I mean, you're talking about speeds well over 200 mile an hour.
Yeah, these guys carry some really wicked speeds going into turn one, and yeah, I mean, they can get up to like 206, 207. We'll see some really fast speeds getting in the corners here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's a good thing. Got a good field on hand here, and qualifying's underway. Again, I want to appreciate everybody tuning in out there tonight. You know, we're live here at OSRN Network on YouTube and iRacing Live here tonight. Doing good, and just one of these good races. And again, folks, like I say, I just want to apologize on me not feeling it. I mean, actually, Don was talking about that. He had a hard day at work, and I've just had a hard time.
Yeah, it's just been a long day, but we're ready for some really good racing here tonight. Michigan's a really great track. They get some, I mean, last time we raced here, I think we went caution-free. So, I mean, you know, we might get some long field runs here. We'll have to see.
You know, and I got a little bit of info here. Got it today. You know, we've got stage segments in the actual points, and as of right now tonight, and again, folks, I'll slap my own self for not keeping up with it, but good thing Joey Katina, he keeps us in the loop here. Tonight is the first round for drivers to qualify for the bonus of next week, and what's happening is next week, obviously we go to Bristol, and I call that the fishbowl of racing, man. It's got a last great Coliseum. It's kind of like a bull ring. But the top four drivers will race for 25 at Bristol, with the highest finishing driver getting the money. Almost like what we're doing on Wednesday night with that bracket challenge thing. It's whoever finishes on top of whoever. Well, right now, Chad Cole won the first round this season. So tonight being the final round, and actually he gave me, I'm pulling it up right now.
The link, I'm looking at the link right now.
Did he give you the link too? Yeah.
Yeah, it shows Nicholas Cohan in first, Eric Arnold second, Malik Ray third, and Thomas George fourth. I believe it's top four.
You got it, top four, and that's what he was telling me about here. So 25, those final four drivers right there are going to qualify in for a bonus, along with Chad Cole. And yeah, so it should be interesting at Bristol then.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Bristol. I mean, the short track, there's going to be beating and banging. There's going to be a lot of feelings hurt. So we're going to have to see how that goes there in the Transervice Cup Series. Yeah,
no doubt about it. So it's going to be interesting. We're in the middle of qualifying. Malik Ray on pole. Wow, look at that time.
Yeah, Malik Ray had a really fast time there over Chad Cole. We still got a little bit of time left. We'll have to see if anybody can knock one of those guys off the top there.
Yeah, Chad Cole sitting right there in second. Nelson Rivera sitting in third. Man, that's...
And Chad Cole, he's second in points right now. I'm looking at that. So, you know, obviously he wants to try to get a good starting position there. You know, Nick Cohan currently the points leader and the most wins this season right now with 5.
Kind of interesting to see old Malik Ray up top there. Normally we're so used to him qualifying, or not qualifying, putting it in the back and then trying to run to the front.
Yeah, that is actually odd. We do usually see Malik wanting to start somewhere in the back, maybe just kind of see how the race is going to pan out and then work his way up. But yeah, probably good to kind of put it up front there, you know, not have to worry about any kind of mess that's going on. Just don't have to worry about passing anybody. You're already up front.
No doubt. Here's out, like again, we'll appreciate it. So Malik out front here in this one, and Greg Evans sitting there in fourth, Nelson Rivera third, Eric Arnold rounds the top 5, which that could change, which we got about a minute left here in qualifying. Well, with this, you said last night y'all drove a little bit, kind of tight in those cars. Not 100% sure. We'll talk maybe some drivers out here, but what do you think we're going to see here tonight?
Well, you know, I didn't get a chance. I usually try to turn some laps in the Cup car. Didn't get a chance to do that. Did talk to some drivers before the race. They're talking about a fuel run. You know, I was interested in the fuel runs because, like I said, we went caution free last time we were here at Michigan, and these drivers are saying, you know, Nick Cohan is saying somewhere around 42, maybe 43 laps. Maybe if you're saving some fuel, being a little conservative. Also, you know, these guys are talking about this very tight car still tonight. It was last night in the Xfinity race for me, which I participated in. It seemed like the longer the run went on, it would get tight, but you had to be very careful not to overdrive it because the car could break loose. It's kind of that pushy, loose condition. And these Cup cars are already very challenging to drive as it is. So we'll have to see. I mean, hopefully we'll go caution free again, get some long green flag racing as qualifying seems to be wrapped up here.
Qualifying's wrapped up. Let's grid these boys up here and get them running here on a monster-style track for some monster-style drivers out here. And as I always saying, some bad, fast machines. On pole here tonight, Malik Ray puts it out front with Chad Cole sitting in second. Nelson Rivera there in third. Jose Gonzalez going to start in fourth. Fifth place man Greg Evans. Eric Arnold sitting in sixth. Seventh place man Corbin Hemstreet. Starting in eighth, Josh Parker. Ninth place man Scott Simley, and around the top 10, Steve Goschalk. As I always look through the field here, it's just a lot of skill sitting out there in them cars.
Yeah, our points leader Nick Cohan's just outside the top 10, starting in 11th. You know, you got Thomas George right behind him. Those two guys are really fast, so got to look for them through the field tonight. And obviously, everybody that's in the top 10, those guys are all fast. Chad Cole, second in points, so you know he's got a good starting position for him right now. And Malik, he usually has to work his way through the field like we were talking about before, but not tonight.
No, not tonight. We'll just see if he can keep it out front there for 90 laps here tonight. That's the number one goal there. It can be done. We've seen him do it many a times. At least he doesn't have to come through the field and take the dangers of getting caught up in a big one or something.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll have to look for you know, who's running the top 10 at the halfway point, which is going to be lap 45 tonight. You know, Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. We do award bonus points at the halfway point for the top 10 drivers. First place getting 10 points, second place getting 9 points, and basically working your way down all the way to 10th.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you, it's like I say, good looking field out here. 37 machines are going to be here tonight. They're about to rumble and make this place, man, very loud, a very fast track here. A 2-mile track. Looks a lot bigger than that, though.
Yeah, this place really does look huge. It looks like a gigantic, like Talladega or something. I mean, it just looks really big, and it is very fast. I mean, you know, it kind of is deceiving. You know, we'll be carrying some really wicked fast speeds going into turn one today. We'll be seeing them probably, you know, in excess of 200 miles an hour. These guys don't have restrictor plates, so they can easily get over 200 plus miles an hour.
That's some bad fast speed, and you got to woe that thing down all the way going into the turns. Like I said, you kind of let it drift in some of these turns here. So we're going to see some, you know, some awesome, interesting racing here. It's going to be good.
Yeah, you'll see some guys trying to work the low line early on because they got fresh tires as usual. They got that fresh rubber. They're feeling confident. They can make those passes down low. But you'll see the high line as we go into the longer runs. And, you know, turn 1 and turn 3, they pretty much enter them as two completely different turns. You can really drive it into turn 1. And turn 3, it's kind of easy to overdrive it and catch that wall. So we'll have to see how these guys handle it as these tires get worn in. You'll see probably about 10 laps in, you'll see some tires getting worn in. These guys trying to fight these setups a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you have at it, folks. Here we go. Pace cars pulling these machines around. We're getting set here to go green flag racing. What's up, Hazards? How you doing, man? Good to see you out there. And says hey to Don, too. As everybody's tuning in here tonight, we're at Michigan for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Pace cars pulling out of turn 4. Going to duck off on pit road. And the man out front, Malik Ray, he's going to send this field a soaring over in turn 1 at some high rate of speed. As here we go, pace cars in, green flag flies. We are racing here at Michigan. As you already see, Malik Ray, he's got an awesome hot rod, and he gets a jump out front.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time whatsoever. As soon as that pace car went, he was gone, and he's got one heck of a lead going down into turn 1, coming through turn 2. These guys are just kind of battling for position here, pretty much single file through 1 and 2.
No doubt about it. Here we go. The man right there, Nelson Rivera, he's battling it out a little bit with Greg Evans as they'll go side by side. Behind them, you got Eric Arnold and Jose Gonzalez in the mix. So there's where you get your 2x2 racing happening. As out front, Malik Ray, he is setting pace out there in that Toyota.
Yeah, we got some guys going 3 wide even further back. But yeah, you're going to see that low line coming into effect right now because guys have fresh tires. So they're going to try to pass as much as they possibly can as they battle for position here with these fresh tires, because later on it's going to be very difficult to pass.
Absolutely. Still up front, that man there, like you said, in the back here, Steve Goschalk, Chad Coleman and company. They're mixing it up a little bit. You still got everybody kind of fanning out now up front. You got to go back here to the back, maybe where Nick Timms is and Sean Castro right there. They're kind of mixing it up side by side.
Yeah, all right there, you got a real gaggle of cars, both side by side. They're almost trying to look like they're going to go 3 wide in the front stretch, but right now they're just racing nice and clean, trying to get their positions. Look like they're kind of getting single file again. But the what is it, Sean? Yeah, Sean dives down below Sean Bundy to get position. 2 Seans there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean and
County.
Sean.
Sean and Sean show.
That's it. Well, everybody's going to try to get single file here. That's where the momentum will run. Like you said, you can get 3 wide. You can get 2 wide. Just a little 2x2 there with Brian Boris Cook, Sean Bounty. Like I said, you got Sean Ewing. Is that right?
Shane Ewing.
Shane Ewing. Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I want to say Sean on his name for.
I'm watching the speeds Malik's going into turn 1. He hit 211 miles an hour going into turn 1.
Holy cow. Let's bring the driver thing up. Let the viewers see it again. Here's the back stretch not quite as fast. To get about 195, 19. Man, he's actually hitting. My bad. He's hitting over 200. He used to not hit that much on the back stretch, but yeah, he hit about 204 there. So the front stretch is a little bit longer, even though it's kind of an arc style front stretch. You can get a lot more speed. So let's watch here and let the viewers see, because yeah, he's already crossing the line at 205, 204, 209. 209 that time. Man, that's hauling some mail.
Yeah, they carry so much momentum in that front stretch because of the arc that they're kind of bringing the cars through. So I think it just carries so much more momentum, and plus the draft does take effect here, especially on the back stretch. And like you said, they just got to woe it down just a little bit more in turn 3 to carry the momentum through turn 4, through the front stretch. That's why they don't quite get up to speed as much on the back stretch as they do on the front.
Well, let's see. You're talking about draft does play a factor here because it is a big track. Let's see what actually Greg Evans pulls, because he's right there with Chad Cole. He should be able to pull a little bit of draft. He hit about 209 also, so everybody's kind of dead even right now for that top spot. Everybody's kind of running, I'd say, about the same, but you do have nose to tail. Greg Evans, Eric Arnold, Nelson Rivera there, and Jose Gonzalez.
Yeah, they're all right there in that draft, which can help them a lot. But, at the same time, it could be really easy to overdrive turn 3, on older tires here. As you see a battle for position here is, who is that? Eric Arnold dives below Greg Evans in turn 3, going through turn 4.
Yeah, going to try it here to see if he can. Sometimes with these things is, you look like you can maybe make a pass, but sometimes the momentum just won't carry you on through. I mean, right now everybody looks to be so dead even.
Well, it's hard to make the pass because the car kind of binds up when you try to hold it down low like that. You don't want to push up into the driver that you're trying to make the pass on, and you try to set up the pass, try to carry that momentum. But the older your tires get, the harder that's going to be, and at the same time, the more times you try, the more you're going to burn your tires up. So it's kind of like a catch-22. It's how fast you can make that pass. You don't want to battle too hard with somebody and wear your tires out, because the next thing you know, the guys behind you are going to start passing you.
Absolutely. Well, that's not very nice out there, Hazardous. He said that they were out there talking about Jonathan Cadell, who is not running the best that he would like to right now. He's back in 20th. Again, I got a feeling Malik Ray probably had the right step by qualifying everybody. It seems to be right now nobody's been able to make a move to the front, and it's going to be very evenly matched throughout the field, and you got to do some pit strategies. But Hazard out there says, I'm just watching the stream, and all, and waiting for him to wreck. Man, come on now. He already told me I jinxed him the other week.
Yeah, man, we don't want to see Goodell. He's still trying to fight to stay in that, I think that top 16. I was trying to look at the points earlier to see where he's at. I believe Jonathan Goodell is in the top 16 right now. He's in the 15th position in points. So Chad Coleman's 16th. So they're both on the inside. They're looking good right now. Nick Thames, Chris, I'm going to say his name wrong, Jabu.
Yep.
He's they're 17th and 18th, so they're on the outside looking in. So those are the guys that are trying to get in that top 16. But right now, Jonathan Goodell's looking good.
No doubt about it. Looking good out there. Like I say, maybe not running where he would like to be running, back in the 20th spot, but as opposed to his other guys he's got to worry about, Nick Thames is 22nd right now. You're looking back here, Chris Jabu, he's back in. I saw him there a second ago, and I lost him. He's back in 29th. And then Chad Coleman. Chad Coleman's ahead of him just a little bit, not too far. He's in 12th. So, yeah, there you go.
Well, we got a lot of racing left. I mean, it's real early right now. We're only on lap 10, going into lap 11.
True. And right now, though, it has the feeling of a long green flag run. It has a feeling of one of those races where, like I was saying, everybody seems to be kind of even. And when you get into these style races, you have to kind of pit strategy, maybe short pit, something like that, to get up front. Because you know and I know you're not going to kind of do it on speed. We don't see anybody just making it through the field right now.
No, they're going to have to, it's basically who's not wearing their tires out, how it is right now. We have a battle for second place right now. We got, who is this, Greg Evans, and is this Eric Arnold again? Yeah, making the pass down low.
Yep, right now.
Jose Gonzalez looking at him too. Ooh, and looked like he made a little bit of contact on the back end of Greg Evans there.
Yeah, he had to whoa it up just a little bit there.
Just
you got
a little
momentum.
bit.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about this track is you got to get momentum going. And if you lose momentum, the guy behind you definitely will. He'll pull up on you.
Well, he doesn't want to lose his momentum, so it's one of those kind of things where it's like, hey, go. It's just sometimes guys get impatient, especially at a track where it's difficult to pass. When you've been trying to work on the pass for a couple laps on a guy in front of you, and then you have to whoa it up and you have to just start all over again. It can get frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, what's up, Matt? How you doing out there? Well, these actually 4-5 machines here actually can still kind of running. Yeah, great battle, running nose to tail. Eric Arnold, Greg Evans, Jose Gonzalez, Nelson Rivera, and Nick Cohan's mixed up in there too.
Yeah, our points leader right there. He's doing pretty good. He's doing a great job running. Where is he running out? Running in 7th place, 6th place. Yeah.
What I'm noticing though is behind them, that field behind them, who was separated a little bit with Josh Parker, Scott Simley, Corbin Hemstreet, they have caught that pack up there now.
Yeah, maybe it seems like those guys butted in the back were maybe just kind of running their race single file. It seems like the guys in front of them are battling a little bit harder, running side by side. That's probably slowing them down just a little bit. They're not able to carry that speed quite as much going into the corners because they're running side by side. So I think some of those guys that were running just outside the top 10 are starting to catch up, or just inside the top 10.
And you also talk about saving tires. You definitely want to see what this car will do. In the first part of the run, you see Nick Cohan moving up to the pack. He's up there to 5th already, so he's a big mover here. Malik Ray still out front, leading this one. He's got about a 3/10 lead over Chad Cole, who I'm going to have to say is probably one of the most consistent here in the league.
Yeah, he's very consistent. I mean, he's second in points right now, he's second in points right now to Nick Cohan. So, I mean, obviously he's been very consistent with the way he drives. He's got caught up in a few other people's wrecks, a couple races ago, had some bad luck, but he's doing pretty good right now. And Malik had a pretty good lead, and Chad seems to maybe hunting him down just a little bit.
I think what a lot of these guys are trying to figure out what they can do on the track and what they can't do. We're in 15 laps into the race. Now's the time when you start seeing the tire wear, play a little bit of factor. Who's got the better car? You're starting to see a few cars come to the front. Josh Parker's on the move. He's taking a pass there on Jose Gonzalez to go to the 6th place spot.
Yeah, right now, this is the time, like you were just saying, tires are going to start wearing out. You're going to start seeing some guys possibly overdriving the car, which is very easy to do in the Cup car here. We were talking about a tight condition, but still, it's the Cup car. They have a lot of horsepower. It's really kind of hard. You can't just mash the gas coming out of these corners. You still got to feather it. And a lot of these guys are going to overdrive the corner here, as you'll be able to see the tires getting worn. So we'll have to watch out for maybe, a few guys that maybe getting a little loose coming off these corners, and Hopefully we get a long green flag run, but tire wear can come into be a factor.
It is, and right now you're seeing it. Nelson Rivera is probably the one that's struggling the most. He's actually walking backwards instead of forward. Malik Ray still out front, but Chad Cole looks like he's slowly but surely running him down.
Yeah, he's slowly catching him. I mean, Malik also could be just kind of saving his tires a little bit. Knows it's going to be a long run here. We're looking at possibly just a little bit over 40 laps on a fuel run is what Nick Cohan was telling me at the beginning of the race. So right now we're probably about little less than halfway to one of their fuel runs. So we'll just have to see. Maybe Malik is saving some tires a little bit and waiting for Chad to kind of get to his bumper, and then he's going to take off again.
Absolutely. Good battle going on back here. You got Chad Coleman and Mike Kelly. They're going side by side. That's actually for the 13th and 14th place spot.
Yeah, right now going down across the start-finish line, going into turn one, they're still going to be side by side. We'll have to see how this works out. The low line is usually the preferred line, but with tire wear, you have to see. He's kind of trying to do the slide job, moving up in front of him. Mike Kelly moves up in front of him. He loses a little bit momentum. We'll have to see how nice Chad Coleman's going to be. He might try to go to the inside. Mike Kelly gives him a little bit of a block, and Chad gives him a little shot in the bumper going into turn three.
And I tell you, you saw that drive play effect there on that bad stretch. He pulled right back up on the back bumper.
Well, Mike Kelly also lost a little bit of momentum when he slid right in front of him, making that pass. So, that's another reason. And like you said, the draft came into effect too. And that was a really good pass Mike Kelly made on him.
Awesome. Well, right now it's good battling going on throughout the whole entire field here. As again, all these cars up front here kind of not quite nose to tail again, but Nick Cohan, man, on the move though.
Yeah, Nick Cohan started 11th place on the grid. Not even inside 20 laps. He's already up to 4th place. It doesn't appear to be really conserving tires too much. I mean, we'll have to see. Maybe he's just got a good line going, got a good run going. We'll have to see further on. We're about halfway through the fuel run, so I don't know. He seems to be the man on the move right now.
Man on the move, you're definitely right. Hey, I appreciate that, Matt, out there, man, as always. It's good to see everybody, man, tuning in, checking out all the action here on the track. Good race so far, kind of clean one here, which, it was a clean one last time we were here at Michigan, and that's just kind of the product of this track. Everybody can kind of maybe race their own race, get spread out a little bit. You're starting to see guys come to the front with better tires. You're starting to see some struggle a little bit, like right there with Nelson Rivera.
Well, I was just watching Nelson Rivera. He just made the pass on Jose Gonzalez, and Jose's lost actually 2 spots here in the last lap. Did Jose? Yeah, he's lost 2 spots in the last lap. So he seems to be struggling a little bit too.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and now's the time where you're going to see guys who have got a handle on the track with older style tires, and guys who don't have a handle on the track.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a matter of guys maybe not anticipating a long run and not really thinking about conserving their tires early on. As we see Nick Cohan trying to make another pass, trying to look under Eric Arnold as we go to lap 22.
I think I got a reason why Jose's going backwards. Look at look at that nose. It's crunched up.
I was just noticing that. I was noticing that when I was saying it. Yeah, he looks like he got a little nose damage there. I don't know if he got in the back of somebody else or what the deal was there.
Yeah, I went to a in-car view on him, saw the hood there, and I was like, okay, well, there's a good reason why he's it, because folks, aerodynamics here will play a factor. Change for the lead, but aerodynamics will have a factor here because, well, you're running well over 200. Like we just said, battle for the lead. Chad Cole did run him down and made that pass on the high side, so went to the point.
Well, it looked like Malik, just before that, I was trying to see, it looked like he went way down low. I don't know if he was just moving over for Chad or if maybe possibly got a little loose coming off the corner, and Chad was able to make that run on him. But, yeah, Chad Cole, he's running that high line. He's maybe trying to conserve some tires up there.
Absolutely, and, Malik got a good jump out there. But, boy, I tell you what, here comes the bad, fast cat right there behind him in the 57. That's Nick Cohan. He has come from 11th to 3rd, and he is looking for more.
Yeah, he's come from 11th to 3rd inside of 23 laps. I mean, he is on rails. He's just flying. He's right there behind Malik. He looks like he's probably going to be taking that spot soon. He's flying, man. Our points leader is just getting it done tonight.
Got a bad, fast machine out there tonight. Definitely got a handle on what this track is doing right now, as he is tearing up the back end of the one of Malik Ray, who is right there on the 82 of Chad Coleman. So all three of them cars, that's a battle for the top spots. At this point, I think you said, what, 45 laps on the fuel?
Well, I was talking to Nick Cohan before the race, and he said he was talking somewhere around 42, maybe 43. So it all depends. And I'm actually looking at the lines they're running right now. They first and second are running that high line, and Nick he's keeping it down on that seam right there. If you watch when he's going through the corners, which sometimes is flirting with disaster because it can get really loose down there later on in the run. So I don't know. He's making the pass there on Malik though, going through turn 1.
Here's the thing, and most notably there, if you go off in turn 1 and 2, you see Nick Cohan right there. Put those left side tires right there. We called it the tar line or whatever, but it's one lane up, and that's kind of preferred line that you want to run here. But they are, many different lines. You can go high, you can go low. Where actually, like Malik Ray's running right now in turn 3 and 4, he's going to be fighting with disaster up there if he keeps going any higher, because that car could push on him and head right up in that wall and just jump in there and bite him.
Yeah, you carry a little bit more momentum when you're running up high like that longer in this run. And you'll notice, like we were saying, Nick Cohan goes right there on that seam, right there. Oh, look, Jose Gonzalez, where'd he come from?
He went in pits.
Oh, he's on old. Yeah, he's on old tires. That's right, or new tires. That's right.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, you'll notice that Nick Cohan runs that low line there. I mean, that's you're gonna punish the tires a little bit down there, but he maybe saved tires early on. I mean, maybe he knows something we don't, but he's definitely making it happen right now. He's giving Chad Cole some pressure.
He is. He's going in a little bit low there, and then he's letting it kind of drift up, not quite as high as what Malik is, but he's definitely got the line. Chad Cole still is. Let's see what kind of line he pulls off here in turn 1 and 2. If he goes way down past that seam, nope, he's going to stay up above it, which is, to me, 1 and 2, that's a perfect line right there. But that's just knowing how Michigan's been. It could have changed since the last time I've drove it.
Well, it just depends on how far, in the run you are. And, right now, Nick obviously has the tires still that are letting him run down there. He's challenging right now. Still Chad Cole for the lead. He's really looking down under him here and coming out of 4. He's inching ever so closer, but at the same time, he's punishing those tires. Malik's right there too.
He can get a run going in. The problem is coming off the middle, off the turn there is where Chad Cole has definitely got the run. Watch him, he goes into the turn, he gets a good run, but that high line's going to prevail coming off, because that's where Nick Cohan needs that kind of just kind of let the car drift up, and he doesn't have it there. He's getting shut off by him, which nothing wrong by what the leader's doing. He's like, hey, look, you're going to find another way around me.
Well, he's just running the line. That's all it is. And Nick Cohan has to try to either figure out how to get around him by running a different line, or there you go. Chad Cole looks like he's going to pit right there.
That's way
Lap
earlier
28.
than we were talking, yeah.
He might be doing it just for tires, short pit. And like I said, it might not be a fuel issue.
Yeah, but you said 40 laps. I mean, that's like 10 laps early.
Could be. Let's see. What we got? A 90-lap race. He could be breaking into thirds.
Maybe Nick Cohan. Nick Cohan told you wrong info, man.
or Chad is going to break the race down to thirds.
That's true.
90-lap race. He pitted on lap 30 basically. So.
Absolutely. What's up, Oliver? How you doing? Yeah. It's just that's an awful big gap there and big stretch between the two. But hey, everybody has their own strategies. What's how it plays out if it goes.
Nick wouldn't lie to me.
It might stretch the truth, man. The broadcast, they don't want everybody listening, Hey,
nah,
come on now.
Nick wouldn't lie to me. I know him too well.
He'd be like, I'll tell him 45, and then we're going in at 30, 35 or so. What, I don't know. But, I mean, you're right. Some guys have different strategies here. Now, on a 3-stop strategy, I got to ask this, though. If this thing goes, let's hypothetically say it goes caution-free, that 3-stop strategy is not going to work like the 2-stop one would.
Well, I'm looking right now. I'm trying to figure out if he got ahead of Nick Cohan here coming out of pits.
And
is he on the lead
by
lap?
the way, Nick Cohan's coming into pits.
See, well, I don't know.
Yeah, he's not going to tell you, man. He's like, I'll tell him 40, 45, and everybody will listen to us on the broadcast, then they'll go in at 40, 45 right out again.
I don't know. We'll see how long some of these guys go. We'll see how long we'll see how long the leader
Malik
stays
Ray,
out.
yeah, Malik Ray. Let's actually see, because he actually been known to push it. Eric Arnold's still out there. I mean, there's quite a few of them out there, but and again, hey, folks, look, I don't know how long these guys can go out there. I mean, they probably could go 50, 60 laps.
Hey,
I
I'm
don't
just going
know.
by what the drivers tell me.
That's all we can do, man. The drivers tell us hey, look, the car drives better
Malik's
upside down. We're going to believe them. And Malik
just came in the pits.
Yep. And he's
Eric
bringing a whole slew of them.
Yep.
So
Eric
it looks
Arnold's
to
gonna stay out.
30 to 32 lap mark here is going to be the issue. Now, again, and I know, Don, the first time around, sometimes they do short pit just to make sure everything's good. The next one that they sometimes might take a little longer, because now they know what the car will do on older tires. They know what the fuel mileage looks like. So they might push it a little bit. You always know that first one sometimes can be conservative. So with that said, it might actually be a closer to 40 laps. We could see maybe a 30, 36 maybe out of here or something.
I mean, right now, Eric Arnold, he's still out there. He's leading right now, and he's going into, 33 laps right now. So
yeah,
I'll have to see. I don't know. I think some of these guys might have different strategies. I mean, he told me how long a fuel run was. He didn't tell me how long he was going.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
so
he
said how long.
To tell you that, because
Yeah. That's a whole different story. I didn't ask him how long until he was going to make his first pit stop.
And that brings me back to what I just mentioned there before. Sometimes all I see guys do on the first pit stop is they do short pit, knowing that hey, I could take this thing 40 laps, but let me short pit to make sure everything's good. I know what the car will do. Maybe the next time we might see them take it out. Obviously, there's no cautions. Take it out to that 40 lap mark. Now knowing that what they have and what they can deal with.
Well, not only that, I mean, you can see the speed difference right now. I mean, Eric Arnold's the leader right now, but I mean, you can see the guys that are, that pitted that have fresh tires. They're just flying by him like he's not even there. So, there's a big speed difference there. So, a lot of these guys, like I said, they know the last time we were here, we went caution free. So they might be breaking the race up into thirds.
What would you do as a driver?
I would probably break it up into thirds. I mean, I would probably talk to my teammates about it. Honestly, I'm not really sure.
You know what? Me, logically, I would say make it a one pit stop. If I could go 40 laps, make it a one pit stop, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm like you, I don't know.
Most of the time, my strategy is I run it dry, because my luck is that usually when I pit, the caution will come out either when I pit or just before I pit, and I'll get caught a lap down, and this is my luck. That's so, usually, like me and my teammate Guile Brooks, we always talk about it because we're always kind of in that situation. Our strategy is usually just run it dry. Well, Eric Arnold's coming in, though.
Yeah, and he stayed out there pretty good long time, 35 laps. So, actually, that's going to put Sean Castro staying out past him. So, I mean, Nick Cohan on his, I believe these guys can go 40 laps. The problem is...
Are you trying to say that maybe he didn't lie to me?
Well, he might not have. But he went in way before. So
yeah, he did.
Maybe he's trying to throw. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, though, is if they can go 40 laps, is it a benefit to go 40 laps because of the tire wear that you're giving up? See, that there might be the other question to ask is, okay, well, what will the tires do, and is it beneficial to do it? I don't know. I'm not in the car, and we can sit up here and probably speculate all night long on it, just to see how it pans out. All we know is Sean, Nick Silver, Scott Stencil, Brian Boris Cook, and E.J. O'Rourke have all yet, and Sean Bounty has all yet to pit.
Yeah, Eric Arnold, he already pitted, didn't he?
Eric Arnold.
The 31, I'm almost positive he did. Or he went into the pits, but I don't know if he took 2 tires or 4 tires. I don't know what the situation was.
I'll let you know here in a second. Let me find him on my chart over here. Eric Arnold went into the pits. He took 4 because 14.9.
Never mind, he's falling back now. I see it.
But
it showed him up in the top 10. Now he's falling back. So I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure out who the top driver is. Who's the first driver that pitted?
Sean. Oh, the first driver that pitted is Chad Cole. Well,
Chad
Jose
Cole,
Gonzalez. Jose Gonzalez act technically,
Gonzalez.
but he's been out there for 13 laps. 8 laps for Chad Cole would be right there behind him. So Chad Cole would actually have been the first leader of it. It's going to cycle when everybody does pit. As long as they don't pass Jose, it'll cycle to Jose being the leader. But Chad Cole, Nick Cohan, then Malik Ray, and right now Jose sitting in 7th. Chad Cole sitting in 8th place right now.
Yeah, see, I mean, personally, I think maybe I would have split it up. Ooh, made some contact there. I was seeing right there with Chad Cole, I believe, and Jose Gonzalez. Wow, that was close.
Let's see. Yeah, they finally made it around. What's hurting Jose is that damage. I mean, that damage is really going to kill him on that nose.
It is, definitely. And that's why I think he pitted a little early, because he wanted to get that damage fixed. So, kind of, to me, it seems like Chad Cole is probably, because he's already passed him here, is probably going to be the one that's going to inherit the lead when this all works out, unless, something changes. But I don't know. Me as a driver, I think maybe I would have went to the lap 30 and broke this race up, knowing that this race went caution-free last time we were here. The field is spread out now, so even if somebody does kind of lose it in self-spin, not necessarily going to get a yellow for it. So, and the trade-off is basically, your trade-off is an extra pit stop or for slowing down on the track because of tire wear. So basically that's your thing.
And here's your thing too, Don, as we are working on lap 40, and yeah, right, Sean Castro is still not came into the pits. I got a feeling with Chad Cole right now is 14 seconds back from the leader. Okay, that's 14 seconds from Sean. We know, and I know, by pitting, he's obviously going to, go by him. There's no way to get in and out of the pits in that time. But the lap time Chad Cole put down last time with a 40.286 to Sean put down a 41.9. So you're talking about almost, just well over a second and a half, almost 2 seconds.
Yeah, and you're trading off that second and a half, every lap. So, trading off how much time it took you to get down pit road and make your pit stop and get off pit road and everything else. So I don't know. I think the 30 laps might be the way to go. Some of these guys are also points racing. So they're looking at that, halfway point coming up, which is going to be at lap 45. We're going to award points for the top 10. So, I don't know. Is Sean going to be able to stay out for that until that?
Yeah, he's already got it. He got it. Yeah, he got the halfway because we just passed lap 41. Sean Castro was our leader for the halfway point.
45.
Oh, my bad. See, look, my
lap
redneck
45.
calculator broke.
Lap 45 is going to be our halfway point. So we still got
that's a long way there.
3 laps.
Wow.
That's okay.
Now, if he's, he could be actually, all right, let's say if he's going to stay out to do this on one stop. Right now, Chad Cole's back in 6, 11.4 seconds back. But Chad has been out there for 13 laps. Your last pit stop's going to come for Chad at around the lap 60 or so. And the last,
66, 65. Yeah. If he's going by the 3 stop strategy, he's going to pit about 65, 66.
And that's going to be 75, 85. That's going to be 25 to go. You know what, Sean?
Maybe earlier than that, actually.
Yeah, Sean, if he could maintain the gap, Chad would run out of time. It would be very, very close.
Yeah, it's all about getting on.
Yeah,
it's all about getting on pit road, not speeding. Nailing your pit stop.
Whew.
It's all about that. Especially when it comes down to a race where we're not going to have any cautions, which it looks like that's we're kind of looking like a repeat. Oh,
he's
Sean Castro's coming in right now.
Yeah, so 43 laps. Wow.
Right where Nick told me.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
That's
to come out there. That is. Not quite halfway, but still, you've got Nick Silver staying out. Now I got a feeling he's going for the halfway bonus. I just got still a feeling Chad has been out there for 15 laps on his tires, and at 6.3 seconds back. If this was the end of a race, as here comes Nick Silver in now. Going to give it up. He might be out of gas.
Well, see, that's the thing. Yeah, he might be out.
He is out.
Nope, he didn't.
but he's out. He didn't
Yeah.
come in, but he's out.
He didn't come in.
Wow. Well, if he's not out, he's definitely slow.
Yeah.
And the only reason he's doing what he's doing here is to lead this lap and get that halfway bonus is the only reason he would do this.
Well, the thing is too, if you're pushing your fuel and you're trying to do a one-stop pit stop, then you truly have to pit at halfway. So, I don't know, maybe pitting a couple laps early was a mistake. Maybe he didn't conserve enough fuel. I mean, once you're committed to doing that halfway, you kind of committed. You have to, once you get to a certain point, you kind of have to do it.
Yeah, he's very slow. He's coming across the line.
Yeah,
he's in
is.
pit road now, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. Here's the thing. Guess who's going to steal the halfway? That should technically be E.J. O'Rourke's because
Yep.
he passed him while he was on pit road because you have to complete lap 45. So he would have had to have completed the 45 lap mark. And E.J. O'Rourke's been out there, folks, for 46 laps. Now, E.J. just going to pull over and let those guys go because he knows he doesn't got anything for him. And actually, it almost looks like he might be he's out of gas.
Who's that, EJ?
E.J. is out of gas. Car's off. I've got the
he is,
RPM gauge
right.
up on him. He's down to 300. He is coasting. So 46 laps is all these guys are going to take. That's exactly right on about the halfway mark.
He was probably really conserving fuel there too. He was really saving gas. You got Malik Ray back in the lead.
Good news is he got the halfway bonus point, and the bad news is he just spun on pit road out of gas. Gonna have to tow it.
That is gonna be so
Wow.
bad.
Yeah,
he's gonna
he
lose
has
a lot of
to
spots
tow
there.
it. Yeah, he's going an astronomical amount of time. And now we're back up front here. Chad Cole and them, or Malik Ray actually takes back the point. Chad Cole and Nick Cohan right there. Nick Cohan almost lost that thing coming out, but well, now we know, Don, we're going to have some takers that's going to try to take this thing all the way to the end.
Yeah, if you guys are going to try to take it to the end, you're going to see, I'm guessing, if we don't have any yellows, the way the strategy looks right now is, guys like Malik Ray, Chad Cole, Nick Cohan, these guys you're probably looking for them to pit somewhere after lap 60. I would say, right around lap 60 to 62, you're going to see these guys pit and then probably just, go the rest of the way till the end. Yep. That's the strategy they've, picked. Some of these guys that have taken the halfway, they've already made their pit stop, so they're, more than likely going to stay out. That is, unless a caution comes out.
True. The caution obviously going to mess everything up and throw the book right on out the window. But now, here's me. If I'm sitting in here and I'm one of these guys like Chad Cole, Nick Cohan, and all these that's on the three pit stop strategy or whatever, I'm probably thinking now, you know what? I'm going to force the hand of these guys who want to stay out there all the way for 45 laps. Maybe I come in, like you said, at lap 60. Maybe short pitted a little early, get those tires and run them down.
Yeah, those guys have that choice too. Like some of those guys that, did go the halfway, they have the choice of coming down pit road, maybe the same time with those guys and changing the strategy. You never know.
Yep. So here we go. We got Malik Ray out front. Chad Cole there in second, but he's got Nick Cohan breathing down his back door. Another guy we haven't really talked much about there, Josh Parker. He's sitting actually right here on the fourth place spot. Started 8th, and he's up there. So far, all those guys are looking pretty good. Nose to tail there's Malik is out front. Now, he did this before, got out front. You would think maybe he'd want to try to save a little bit of tire.
Yeah, before we did see Chad Cole kind of run him down before. It seems like a little different situation now because Nick Cohan was a little bit deeper in the field beginning of the race, and now he's right on Chad Cole's bumper. So, Chad Cole, I don't know, he might not be able to be as conservative as he was before. We saw how aggressive Nick Cohan was in that last run.
Absolutely. Mike Kelly having a good run here. Started 18th, up in the 6th right now. With Nelson Rivera right there sitting in 5th. Eric Arnold back in the 7th. I remember Eric Arnold was one of them who pushed the envelope way far, and he's back up the 7th, and he's only 4.5 seconds behind Malik Ray. So even on those good tires, he's making up, some good time on the leaders. It could play into his favor. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a close one. It's a gamble.
It is a gamble, and like we said, anything can change. A caution, speeding on pit road, or just maybe not hitting your pit stall just right. All that can make a huge difference on the track.
I'll tell you what, I don't know about you, Dom, sometimes this gives me aggravated headaches up here trying to figure out what some of these guys are going to do in a race like this, because you just don't know how it's going to pan out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't. It's one of those kind of things where you're trying to guess what their strategy is, and all that other stuff. Obviously, I mean, Nick. Obviously, we were talking about before. Nick was telling me how far they can go. He didn't exactly tell me when he was going to make a pit stop. So, it just depends on what their strategy is.
Ask him that next time and see if he tells you.
There you go.
Yeah, I said, look, man, well, when about time are you going to go so I can go ahead and announce that to the world?
Yeah, right.
He'll probably be like, Don, don't stretch it.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking at the guys that for the points at the halfway mark or whatever, and Chad Cole, I think he bested Nick Cohan by like one spot. So it just shows you how competitive these guys are trying to get these points for the championship here. Those guys are fighting for the lead there for the championship, and every point matters there with those guys.
Points do matter, and they are at a premium as of right now, and you definitely got to get them when you can. We only have probably about 4 more races to go. I'm not 100% before we start the chase, folks, and you're right. Yes, I said it, chase. The chase is coming around, starts in September. So we're got about 4, I don't think it's 5 races, but I'm going to say 4 on the top 4. Okay. See, got my investigative reporter here, Don. And Ben, yeah, we're going to be in the chase time, and what we're talking about here is the top 16 drivers. It's not about wins, but you've got to be in that top 16. And right now, the battle for 16th is very, very close. Any one of those guys could get knocked out in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, right now, Chad Coleman is sitting 16th. He is 9 points behind Jonathan Goodell, who is in 15th. So those guys are both good right now. The guys on the outside looking in, Nick Thames right now, he is 6 points behind Chad Cole. So he's only 6 points out of the chase. Only 6 points. Chris Gaboo, he's only 8 points out of the chase. He's only 6 behind Nick Thames. So it's really tight right there. And the next guy, 19th, Michael Prester, he's like 28 points out. So, I mean, he's a little bit further out, but we still got 4 races, so anything can happen.
Absolutely, and you're right. And, we talk about that back there, especially with the biggest fields as we got. We have 37 cars out here, and most time we get about that many cars. So when you do, anything can happen here. One bad wreck, one bad mishap, one bad, just something on the track, and those guys back there, man, from 15th, 14th, 15th, 16th on back, some could get in, and some could get knocked out.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about getting knocked back a little bit. I'm looking right now. Chad Cole, he was running second earlier. Now he's running fourth, and we got Nick Cohan in second, Josh Parker in third. Absolutely.
So good run here so far. Yeah, Josh Parker moving on up there, man. He's a man on the move now. He's utilizing that high line as he got around Chad Cole. Now, Chad Cole just on the 0-2, that's not what you want to see. Cars in front of you sliding like that. Who is the 0-2? Dwight
Beverly.
And he's going to stop on the infield. He actually lost that thing. So he actually was trying to gather that thing up. It went up high, got in the wall. He did a great job not coming back down in front of those guys there. 'Cause I know Chad Cole there for a second thought, you've got to be kidding me. Here comes the car right down my hood.
Yeah, there was definitely a pucker factor for him there. He was definitely worried about that. But, I mean, he did a good job keeping it down there. And, no yellow. Like I said, the guys are spread out enough. He stayed off the racing line. So we're going to keep going green.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, sometimes, we get, non-green flag races. Sometimes we get a lot of caution-styled races. It happens. It's the product of the track and the cars, and sometimes just what it is. I'll say this, Matt. We're going to Bristol next week. So tune in. Because I guarantee if that one goes caution-free, then I'll send one of these guys a trophy. Because, wow.
We won't go yet caution-free at Bristol. I guarantee it. Any yellows that you didn't get tonight will more than make up for next week in the Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. You're going to see plenty plenty of cautions next week. I guarantee
And
it.
a lot of actions, a lot of tempers too. Short track racing. I mean, it's amazing the magnitude that it goes to here, and that's a big word there, folks. But you go from a huge style track with a lot of speed, a lot of aero, to a very small style track. Don't get me wrong, you do carry some good speed at that small track, but man, it's very small, very compact. Just bumper to bumper style racing. So nerve wracking there.
And not only that, we got 4 guys who are going to be battling for $25, so that's going to be fun too. We got to throw that into the mix.
Yeah, that's going to be even a next one. Right now, Josh Parker doing an outstanding job sitting there in third. Malik Ray, he's still been able to hold off. Nick Cohan not been able to come in, and looks like we've got a few guys making some pit stops early. Mitch Rollo, one of them back there, Mike Kelly. So it's his lap 60. I'm interested to see maybe when the front runners, looks like maybe what you just said, lap 65 or so.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going by the strategy that we saw before, you should see guys like Malik and Nick Cohan, Chad Cole. They should be making their pit stops somewhere after lap 60. So you should maybe see them pitting here soon.
Man on the move, Josh Parker just went around Nick Cohan for second place spot there. So he's maybe found something out late here. All these guys have been out for about 29, 30 laps so far on their stint of tires. The nearest one who would be Sean Castro, who has been out there for 17 laps on his. Eric Arnold out there for 25. Obviously, he's jumped up to 5th, about 3.9 seconds back. As you still got a battle. Here comes Josh Parker, so he's bringing it in early.
Yeah, there you go. Right around lap 60, you're gonna, like I said, you might see some of these guys, like they're going to break it down to the third. So probably be his last pit stop here. He's hoping there's not going to be a yellow. So far, we've had great racing, no yellows.
Outstanding racing. I got to give 100% credit to these guys here. 37 of some bad fast drivers and some bad fast hot rods flying around a huge bad fast track in Michigan here. And they're doing an outstanding job. I mean, only one car out of the race, and that would be the 37, Dwight Beverly. And we were talking about, E.J. O'Rourke earlier, who spun on pit road, got messed up. He's back in 22nd right now. So
is that Chad Cole coming in?
Chad Cole.
Chad Cole's coming in pits.
Yep. Sure is coming in. Actually, Malik Ray along with him.
That's right, Malik Ray's in front of him. I missed that. So you'll probably see, like I said, Nick Cohan's probably going to be pitting here soon too. Yeah,
Nick Cohan will take over the point in the lead here. I would say, since now these guys kind of forced his hand on maybe to come in. Again, don't know 100%, but I'm going to say he's probably going to chuck it down on pit road here. We'll have to see if he comes around as he's coming out of turn 3 and 4. Doesn't look like he's going down the apron, so he's going to give it another lap.
Yeah, I had a car below him too. He probably didn't want to risk it too much. Wanted to,
nice looking car too.
Wanted to get lower down on the track for the next, set himself up for a pit stop.
That's one of those hippie paint jobs there. Doug Roth, that 43, man, comes out with those STP paint jobs. I really like those.
Yeah, he always has really nice, unique paint schemes every week. So yeah, that's a really nice car right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Don't want to take anything away from anybody else's paint job because he got to go. And no, Malik Ray, he's in a kind of a different the kick-ass beef jerky machine out there. Now he is having a rumble battle with Josh Parker, who eventually probably will end up being a battle maybe for the lead. Because Josh Parker in the Draft King machine, well, he has definitely drafted the right car here tonight. As he's been on the move.
Nick Cohan coming out pit road right now, our leader.
Nice. On pit road, that's going to put, guess who? Eric Arnold out front. And we know he can go the whole way. Problem is, does he want to take it all the way at this point?
Yeah, and you got guys like, you got Greg Evans. He's up there right now. Thomas George. Are these guys trying to push it? Can they go all the way? I don't know what their pit strategy was when they stopped last time, how long they've probably been out. So, are those guys trying to maybe bash the party here?
Greg Evans will have to. He's been out for 33 laps. Thomas George has been out for 34, so I know they're going to have to pit.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Soon. Shane, got it right this time. Shane Ewing, he's bound for 23, so now he actually could stay the whole entire time. Sean Castro, we definitely know he could push it. Nick Silver will be the next one, and Brian Boris Cook. Those guys right there definitely can push it. Eric Arnold can push it, but he was a lap short last time. So I go back to those other 4 guys, and then we got to look behind them, which puts Jose Gonzalez there, Mike Kelly, Malik Ray. Actually, Mike Kelly leapfrogged Malik Ray and Josh Parker. Wow.
That's right, because Eric Arnold, he kind of pitted just a little bit short of halfway, so he's definitely going to be tight on pit. And I think he was running out of fuel when he pitted.
Yeah, well, we know E.J. O'Rourke ran it out at lap 46.
Yeah.
So he would have to go 46 laps, and he would be coasting coming around turn 4.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's all about fuel. Some of these guys might be kind of hoping on a late yellow, possibly. I mean, right now it's just kind of up in the air. Like I said, last time we were here, we went caution free.
Well, if he was going to save fuel, I'd say do it now. But never mind, here comes Eric Arnold. He's going to say, I'm not going to stay out this long. He's on pit road.
Yeah, so well, there goes that. He's definitely not going to stretch it.
All right.
It's going to give the lead to Thomas George.
It is. Thomas George going to take over the lead with Shane coming up in there. Sean Castro. Now we know Sean, Shane, Nick, Brian Boris can all go the full distance because they've only been out there for, let's say, Shane's been out there for 26. Sean has been out for 24. Nick has been out for 22. And Brian Boris Cook's been out for 23. So just by those numbers, they could push it. Well, we've only got about 20 laps left. So they could push it another about 20 laps, 22 laps. That'd put it right. Well, for Shane, it would put it right on that halfway. For Sean, Nick, and Brian, it would be a little less. Just fall asleep over there, man.
You got guys that have fresher sorry, wrong button. You have guys that have fresher tires that are behind them. So, those guys up in front of them that you were just talking about on fuel mileage, they're going to have to, maybe conserve some fuel while the guys behind them know that they have enough fuel. So
all right, and we got Malik Ray. So let's look at this for a second. We'll kind of just maybe try to play our own devil advocate up here. Malik Ray ran a 39.520 the last lap to Shane's 41.5. That's a solid 2-second difference. He's 13.9 seconds back. He'd run him way down before the end of this race, definitely, if he keeps and maintains that pace up. If the pace falls off for him at any bit, obviously it's going to be close. But right now, with that pace, he's got a solid 5-6 second gap to the end of this race.
And, the pace is definitely going to fall off. It's just going to fall off quicker for the guy that's on older tires. So, it's just basically a matter of if we stay green and, a matter of if guys have time.
Well, do you, at this point, if let's say you're Shane or Sean, do you want a caution or do you just want to run it on out?
At this point, you kind of want a caution, because everybody is probably going to come in for fresh tires. So, I mean, I would imagine nobody is going to stay out on old tires because everybody's going to come out.
All right, if there was a caution with 10 to go, a caution with 10 to go,
Malik would be
Malik would be on about 18 lap old tires. Do you risk that track position, knowing how hard it is to get through this field, or do you just stay out there? I mean, that's,
if I feel if you're on tires that are anything older than 10 and guys behind you pit, you're going to get eaten alive.
Gotcha.
I
mean,
it's
a chess match.
Yeah, it really is. It just really is. It's just a matter of making the right moves and hoping the yellow doesn't come out. Because if the yellow comes out, it completely throws everything out the window.
And this is where you always kind of like being 8th or 7th and watching what the leaders do instead of being the leader and trying to, well, do I go in or do I not?
Well, this is where I like being up in the booth where I don't have to make that decision. And I can just watch other people make that decision.
Absolutely. And it's going to be interesting. As Malik Ray, he's up the 4th. He's 8.6 seconds back. Now, Thomas George actually is leading this one. Thomas definitely going to have to pit. He's been out there for 41 laps. Now, he's probably praying for a caution at this point. That's probably why he's staying out. Sean is the other one that we're looking at, who only has probably about a 2.5, maybe a little over 2-second lead difference gap between him and Malik. And time-wise, it's about a 1.4 seconds. So it did drop off a lot there between the lap times of them. We know Sean could make it. Shane could make it. Problem is Malik's going to run those guys down before the end. Now, obviously, they might think too, hey, you know what? Might not win the race. But like Shane Ewing, he started 22nd. Gets a top 5 out of this. Hey, that's a win-win, you know?
No, that'd be a great run. Yeah, get a top 5. You know, that'd be a great run coming from that far back in the field.
Absolutely. As you see, Malik Ray does run him down. And then you got to look at Sean Castro, who started 19th. You know, sure, Malik might catch him, but again, if we go to, you know, hey, might not win the race. But you know what? If I can come out of here with a top 5 and, you know, I started way back in the teens, to those guys, it could be a win. And points.
Especially if these guys are trying to get in that top 16, try to get in the chase there, you know, knowing we only have 4 laps left or 4 races left.
Absolutely. Is that when they cross the line, it'll be 15 to go here. As you see, Malik Ray does pass the top 2 guys we was talking about, so he's looking to run down Thomas George. Now, we know Malik has definitely enough to go. Chad Cole at this point probably would be the one who would definitely be like, man, I'd love to see a caution as Thomas George comes to the pits, because they could close that gap on Malik right now. I know he's probably pushing the car, but man, he's got Josh Parker right there all over his back deck lid.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I was expecting Nick Cohan to maybe have a little bit more for some of those guys, the way he came up through the field in that first run, but it seems like, you know, Malik and Chad Cole, they're just right now, those guys seem to be, after these pit stops cycle through, you know, some of these guys, like I said, if there's not a yellow, then some of these guys might not be able to stretch the fuel. So I pretty much right now I think it's going to be between Malik and Chad.
Absolutely. Is still a good one here as we're watching as Malik Ray does take it to the point. Sean Castro still sitting in second. Chad Cole, it's a matter of time before Sean drops back there. And again, you know, these guys have got to look, hey, maybe we could come out of here with a top 5, top 10, not be buried back in the 20s and 30s, because if they pitted at this point, that's where they're going to be at.
Yeah, if they put at this point under green, that's where they're going to be at. You know, I mean, right now a lot of these guys are just points racing. They're just trying to get to the finish, and you know, closing laps here. It's just, it's basically just breaking down to who got on pit road earlier in the race and had good pit stops. You know, that basically what, when you have a green flag a race like this where it just stretches all the way through, it's basically just who got on pit road faster and who got off pit road fast.
And if you want to look at pit road times, Malik Ray, his whole in a combined in through the pit stop and off was a 39.3 seconds. Check this out, Don. Chad Cole's time in through the pit stop and off, 39.3.
Wow.
Now,
yeah,
but
see,
let me
like
show
I
you
said,
one thing here that's kind of interesting, because everybody be like, well, wow, man, he must have had an exception. Let me show you something that's kind of interesting. The pit stop for Malik Ray was a 15.1. That's his pit stop. That's not him getting on and off pit.
That's 4 tires and fuel.
4 tires and fuel. The pit stop for Chad Cole was a 14.9. So the time made up difference to be dead even was on and off pit road, which is just like what you just said, which is just as important as the pit stop itself.
Yeah, I mean, you know, guys have to hit their marks getting on and off pit road. It's a matter of inches, and a matter of inches getting on and off pit road is huge on the track. I mean, it could be huge. It could be a matter of positions, 1 or 2 positions, you know, a whole straightaway on the track. It just depends. Absolutely.
Now, the guy who had the best total time was Eric Arnold. He had a 39.0 flat. So it basically was 300s faster, give or take, than anybody else. I'm looking through the rest of here to see if anybody matched that. Nope, his was the fastest one, actually, out of all of them. So in, through the whole pit stop and out, 39.0. He's up to 8th right now. He's on a heck of a lot newer tires now. And here's the thing with Eric Arnold. He's still got 10 laps to go. He doesn't want to see a caution at this point. He's only 6.7 seconds behind Malik Ray. Now, he's not running a time as quick. He would have to be knocking down about a tenth, or about a tenth and a half, 2 tenths. Excuse me, not tenths, seconds. About 2 seconds a lap. He's not doing that, but he is knocking down tenths. He's knocking down enough time. He might get back to that 5th place spot.
I mean, he could make his way back up there. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he can run him down because of those newer tires. But, right now I'm watching the top three. I'm watching Chad Cole and Nick Cohan, because those are our two guys basically battling for the points too. And it looks like Nick is slowly catching Chad Cole there in the last 10 laps here, or last 9 laps.
Well, the lap times for Chad Cole was a 40.948 to a 40.690 to Nick Cohan. So, yes, he's got about not quite 3/10, but about a little well over 2.5
Josh
there.
Parker's
so
there.
he is moving up. Josh Parker's there. Now, Josh Parker's actually back in fourth.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was a lap car, my bad.
Josh Parker, now he ran a 41.00, so he's a little bit off. But you know what's funny? Nick Cohan actually is faster than Malik Ray.
Ooh, got loose.
It's just a matter of, is he going to have enough time to run him down?
Yeah, well, Nick's really pushing this car right now. As you see, when he was coming through turn 4, he really got loose. It looked like the tail end of that car kind of scraped the wall just a little bit. So he's really, really pushing it right now to catch Chad Cole.
Yes, he is, and that might hurt those tires a little bit, but hey, you got to go. We got 8 laps here left at Michigan for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. And, Malik Ray, he is definitely here, and here's the thing. Wow, that allowed Josh Parker to pull up on the Nick Cohan.
Yeah, like I said, Nick Cohan was really pushing that car, so, it's punishing those tires is just making Josh Parker catch up to him now.
Yes, it is. Mike Kelly sitting right there in the 5th place spot. Now he's going to have to contest with the man in the 31 machine, Eric Arnold, here in a few. I got a feeling he'll have enough time to run him down and catch him. I don't know if Eric's going to have enough time to run Josh Parker. He can see him. Just don't think he's got enough time to catch him that far, unless those guys get up there battling.
Well, like you've said it many times before, catching the guy is one thing, passing is a whole other thing.
Yep.
And here in the closing laps, guy's not going to just move over for you.
Absolutely not. Josh Parker ran it up the track right there in that turn. Nick Cohan still hanging on the 3rd. Maybe he understands. Well, I tell you what, I know I got a bad, fast machine, but Josh Parker's looking to take it away from me. Maybe I better hold here. I got a good points day underneath my belt, sitting here in 3rd. And Chad Cole sitting right here in 2nd, because nobody is running down this man right here, Malik Ray. He had put it on pole tonight. He's led 48 laps, and he's out front leading this one.
Yeah, he's definitely been the class of the field tonight. He's been great on the track, getting on pit road, getting off pit road. He's just been class of the field tonight, and as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he should be okay.
Absolutely. Here comes Eric Arnold to put it in the top 5. I said I got a feeling he might be able to get to back to that top 5. So his pit strategy, paid off. He started 6th. He's going to be 5th. Not a big, heavy move in positions, but still not going to lose anything. So it's always a win-win there. I know he would rather have won the race, but looks like coming back up the 5th, not bad with pit strategy.
No, not at all. I mean, some guys, different pit strategies don't always mean that you're going to have a different result. Some guys, they might do the 1-stop strategy, the 2-stop strategy, and he had a good run tonight. I mean, or he still has a good run tonight. We're not quite done yet, but top 5 for him. That's basically what you said he's going to come back up to, and so far that's where he's at. Yep,
so far so good, as long as he don't mess it up. Mike Kelly having a good run. He started 18th, up in the 6th place spot right now, looking very good himself. Definitely going to come out of here if everything ends well for him there. As you still got your top runners, Malik Ray, Chad Cole there, Nick Cohan. Oh, I said Chris, but Nick Cohan and Josh Parker. I don't know, sometimes I see names and it's like, I call them what comes to mind.
I hear you. Yeah, you got so many different names, you kind of get confused. I hear you. We got, 4 laps to go, 5 laps
4
to
go.
go here. 4 to go. Malik Ray still in the lead. Looks like he's going to dominate this race. I mean, from the pole to the checkered flag, he's only closing laps here. He's got to negotiate maybe a little bit of lap traffic, but other than that, he should be good to the end.
Absolutely. Well, good battle going on for 8th and 9th. Nick Silver made a slide move up there on Sean Castro to take that spot away, so they swap positions there. Nick moves it up to 8th, Sean back to 9th. Greg Evans still hanging on to 10th place spot.
Yeah, Greg Evans just trying to hold on to that 10th place spot, round out his day there. He's got Jose Gonzalez behind him, but not sure Jose is going to be pretty much any challenge for him. Greg's going to have a pretty good night here tonight. And, started 5th, finished 10, or is in the top 10, but I'm sure he's still going to be happy with top 10 if he can hold on to it.
My thing is, I'm curious if Sean can make this thing all the way, because that's going to put him at 46 laps.
Sean Castro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he's got. He's only got a few laps left. So I mean, I don't know. He doesn't appear to be saving too much fuel right now, but I don't know.
Crazy there. I mean, because he's been out there for 44 laps. We still got 2 to go. That's going to put him on that, well, the 46 lap mark. And we saw E.J. O'Rourke run out coming into turn 3 and 4. We'll just have to keep an eye on it there. He's back in 9th place. Actually, this lap car's up there moving up. But as Nick Cohan, he is trying to run down Chad Cole. Definitely right now not been able to do anything with him.
Yeah, these guys are having to negotiate some of these lap cars here or whatever. So, you know, they're not exactly be able to run the lines that they want to run because they're having to weave their way in and out of traffic here. But, yeah, you just can't catch him right now. It doesn't look like Chad Cole or Nick Cohan have really anything from Malik here in these closing laps.
Well, I'll tell you what, Eric Arnold's going to be chomping at the bit because he's right there on Josh Parker for 4th. And he's going to have another lap to get it done. Don't know if he's going to be able to get around him, but he might try it.
Yeah, he might try right there, you know, coming to the white flag, I believe Malik is here. But, yeah, he might try it. He might push the issue.
Absolutely. White flag is out one more time. Interesting to see if Sean can actually make it around here, but I'm interested to see if Eric's going to try to dive it on the inside. He closes in. We know Malik is out front in this one. Chad Cole, he's definitely got second there on the lock. So the battle here is for 4th and 5th as they come down to the bad stretch for the final time here tonight. You see Josh Parker trying to break that draft because he's going to try to dive it on the inside. Last turns, here we go. Is he going to be able to get it done? Eric's right there. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I say that, but they're coming out of the last turn. Malik Ray's going to win it here, and those two are just going to go nose to tail. He's going to dive on the inside. A little beating and banging at the line, but Josh Parker's going to hold him off.
Yep, that's a good race.
Sean Castro, let's see. He's coming out of turn 4, folks. Here we go. He made it.
Still under
46 laps. Yeah, he went. Wow.
Wow, that's a long way. He must have been saving a lot of gas.
Yes, he was, but that was an awesome, awesome run there for those guys, and it was a great race here tonight. Caution free here, and I'm telling you, that was just outstanding to call. Definitely gave me and Don a lot of time to analyze a lot of things here on the track, a lot of things for coming up for next week. See on Nick Cohan, he's going to slide it around a little bit right there, but wow, what a run tonight.
Yeah, great race for Malik Ray. He was just class of the field tonight, and then you can see, you know, the two guys that are running first and second at points right there, Chad Cole and Nick Cohan. You know, Chad gets second, Nick Cohan gets that 3rd place position there. I mean, obviously the 3 fastest guys in the league pretty much are right there, 1, 2, and 3.
Awesome run, awesome, awesome. Let's bring these guys up here and see if we can't get a talk in with them. I'm looking for
Nick Cohan should be down at Steel Horse Racing.
Steel Horse, all right. If I can find it. There it is.
And Chad Cole is
got Chad Cole
already in
Malik,
there.
and Malik normally
he'll work his way in here.
Thought I saw him hang out down there at the bottom somewhere sometime, but he normally does work his way in here. You're right. He'll come in here in a minute. Well, let's bring up this man right here, Nick Cohan. He did an awesome job here tonight, finishing this thing out here in 3rd. Let's bring him up here and let's get a talk in with him.
Our points leader, Dizzy Motorsports own Nick Cohan, getting a 3rd place finish there. No cautions tonight. How you feel about the race tonight?
It was pretty good. Caution free, that's always you know, what you like to see from everyone's standpoint there. Car was wicked loose. Tried a couple different strategies, tried a couple different lanes, and just didn't have enough for Malik there. Kind of felt really good, really good in the first run. The second run, I think I wasted a lot of time trying to save too much in the beginning, and then in the 3rd run, I just kind of had to play catch up from there. So 3rd place from starting 11th isn't bad. I'll take that.
Yeah, I was noticing that early in the run. That first run, you were really on rails. I mean, you were really coming up through the field, and it kind of seemed like you little dropped off a little bit on the second and third run there. Where, was that what it was? It was just a tire management issue, basically.
Yeah, the beginning of the first run there, I saved my tires really good, and that was the car handled really good for me. But once I got the new tires and came out on that second stint there, the rubber on the track just tightened the car up a lot more than I was expecting, and I couldn't really get a feel for it. It took me a good 8 to 10 laps to figure out the correct lane to be the fastest there the second run, and I wasted a lot of time trying to figure that out. So then in the third run, I tried to gamble by staying out a couple laps more. I thought it might pay off, but I just drove way too hard trying to get up there because I was so far back. So, top 3 is good, but would like to be 2 spots higher.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I imagine, Chad maybe gained a couple points on you tonight with the halfway bonus and finishing a spot ahead of you, but, you should still be points leader. So, you got that going on. So don't be too depressed about the third place finish. It's still pretty good.
I'm not sad. I don't need your late night text messages.
Okay, you'll still get them.
Okay.
Anyway, you got anybody you want to thank or anybody you want to mention? Any sponsors?
Just Rolling Rock for being on the car, CG Automotive, all my teammates at Disney Motorsports, everyone at OSRN and Sim500 for putting the show together.
Okay, thanks a lot. There's Nick Cohan, your third place finisher and your points leader.
There you go, man. He did a bad fast thing tonight, man. It was awful fast there in that machine. Made it up to third. Looked very good earlier on. This guy right here, we just call him consistency, because that's what he does week in and week out. Chad Cole pulling off second place tonight.
Chad Cole, our second place finisher and second in points right now. How you feel about the race tonight?
It was pretty good. I was kind of taking a nap earlier, and I don't race well waking up from a nap, and I got a whopping 10 minutes of practice. So everything, all that considered, it feels pretty good. I did not expect to qualify second there. I was thinking, do I ask these guys for an EOL? Because I'm just not comfortable up there, and not exactly woke up either, but we made the most of it. I kind of wish I could take back my first pit stop. I pitted, I think, 2 laps, lap 28 or something, and guys stayed a little bit longer than that, and ended up getting past in the long run. If I maybe would have pitted with them, maybe would have had a better chance. I don't know.
It seems like tires are like a huge issue tonight. Is that those 2 laps, do you think, made that much of a difference as far as tires go with the stops?
Yeah, absolutely. This Michigan track is all beat up and eats up tires like crazy, and I just think that pitting that a little bit earlier than I should have there really made a difference, and I think I fell back to 4th there or something on the long green run, but I ended up pitting a little bit later, I think around 62 for my final stop, and I was able to get back past Parker and Cohan there, so just kind of second guessing myself, but anytime you can finish between Malik and Nick, I mean, it's a good night.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gained a couple points on Nick, obviously, finishing ahead of him on the halfway point, and, finishing ahead of him, 1 spot ahead of him here on the track tonight. So you're slowly creeping towards him for that points lead. But anybody you want to thank tonight? Any sponsors you want to mention?
Yeah, Uncle Runkle, man. I got to thank you for the awesome job you do up in the broadcast booth, you and Joe White at the controls, OSRN rocking us for Sim500, and Transervice being the Monday Night Money Series sponsor. Without cool guys like you coming on board, it'd be pretty tough to promote this.
Okay, well, you got me laughing now. Okay, well,
I love
thanks
you
a lot.
guys so much.
Yeah, we love you too, Chad. We appreciate it. That's our second place finisher, Chad Cole. We're going to get him out of here before it gets too much love in here.
There you go. And I mean, we call him the consistency master out there, as always. I mean, he does it week in and week out. He's up front, and he's definitely, and that's why he's in contention for that championship. And he will be, I think, throughout the chase. There's a guy that I think Malik and all these other guys and Nick Cohan's going to have to worry about when the chase comes in. He's a sleeper. You're absolutely right. So, well, let's bring this man up who dominated here tonight at Michigan. Malik Ray, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I know you're probably chowing down some kick-ass beef jerky right now because you were definitely kicking a lot of it out there tonight at Michigan International Speedway for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Man, that car looked like it was on rails there. Tell us how it felt throughout the track and all.
It was very loose. It was very loose the entire run. I couldn't run the bottom. As y'all could probably see during the first 20 laps of the race, I burned up my stuff and I let Chad in. I think Nick get to me, and then I think the last 5 laps of that run, I found something in the outside of 3 and 4, and that helped me keep pace with them, and then I just kept doing that for the rest of the race and helped me, win.
How does this build for your confidence? We've got about four or so races to go before the chase starts. How does this help you confidence-wise for that?
Very good, because I didn't think that I was going to be the fastest one tonight, and when I was able to, I wasn't at first, and then I was able to find stuff that was, help me become the fastest one.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, man, you definitely was bad fast here tonight. We go to Bristol next week. Definitely a huge night and day change. What you think that's going to hold for you there?
Lots of cautions. I'm not expecting to finish. It's going to be lots of wrecks.
I hear you. Well, we know you changed up your strategy. I got to ask, you changed your strategy up. We're used to seeing you come through the field. Did you know something out there? Because we thought it looked a little hard to pass early on. But we noticed you went there and qualified, put it on the pole tonight along with the win. But was that by design, or did you see something, the reason why you did it that way?
No, I just wanted to qualify for a change and see how I would do if I was just able to stay up front, and I did pretty good.
Well, I'll tell you what, you did outstanding, putting it in victory lane, confetti and everything's flying there for you, my friend. As always, winner tonight here at Michigan for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Got anybody you want to thank, Malik?
JDR Graphics for the paint schemes and then kick-ass beef jerky. Be sure to use the promo code IRACE10 for 10% off your next order. And you guys for broadcasting, I appreciate it.
Hey, man, as always, well, we enjoy seeing the races out there, and maybe need to write down those sponsors. Maybe kind of pause there. Don't forget them the next time. Because I know we're going to see you at Victory Lane again, man, or get to talk to you for the end of this season. But, hey, again, congratulations on winning tonight here at Michigan.
Yeah,
there you go, Malik Ray.
Thanks, man.
All right, well, Don, I tell you what, let's bring up the unofficial results order here tonight. It's Malik Ray, he put it in victory lane. Chad Cole right there on the tails in second. Nick Cohan third. Josh Parker up the fourth. Eric Arnold, he finished it in the fifth. Mike Kelly up to sixth. Nelson Rivera seventh. Nick Silver ended up in a good run in eighth. Sean Castro ninth, and Greg Evans rounds the top 10. Well, I tell you, it was a good race. I mean, this one definitely was just one of those chess match style races.
Yeah, it was all about pit stops. It was all about guys being able to get on and off pit road and hitting their pit stops and hitting their marks there. I mean, that was basically, when you get a green flag, no cautions off the green flag from, start to finish. That's what it's all about. It's just hitting those marks on getting on and off pit road.
Absolutely. Well, as myself and Don up here in the booth, and for the guys here at the Sim500, and for Transervice and everybody here that makes this thing happen, and for that man right there putting in victory lane, Malik Ray, we're going to head out of here at Michigan tonight. It was an awesome race, caution-free here, and we're going to go to Bristol next week. Bristol, baby. Short track racing. See you then. Everyone have a good night.